Welcome to True Crime with Strategic Eyes.
Strategic back again. What's going on, guys? Hope you guys had a great day so far. Just got back from work, and through the course of me being through work, was getting notified that Austin Drummond has been apprehended, ladies and gentlemen. This is excellent news. Now, when we started off this live, unfortunately, I think you guys could hear me, but there's something going on with the audio here in my ear. So I got to hook that up, make sure everything is good. And then we're going to jump into this. We're going to definitely get this information out there. I want to definitely play for you guys the press conference. And then we're going to play some of these news articles. We're going to watch some of the videos that people were sending in of him trying to break into various different structures, churches, etc. This was quite the manhunt, ladies and gentlemen, but we're so happy. We're so proud of the law enforcement officers out there, TBI, the FBI, the local police departments. But most importantly, I'm proud of the citizens, the everyday citizens that came together to supply information that resulted in this dangerous individual being taken off the streets, apprehended safely without any loss or any further loss of life. So we're going to work on this, the audio on my end at least, but you guys should be able to hear what I'm being saying and what will be played for you. If you don't hear it, please let me know and we will fix this as best we can. So let's jump into this, and then I'm gonna get my commentary in there once I start being able to hear what's going on with my own ears. Let's keep going.
And, I just think we should give breath still to the victims.
Yeah, we had this conversation earlier where during the hustle and bustle of him being caught and us trying to get information out, it looks like people are starting to get to the podium now. So if they do, we will go directly to that press conference. We don't want to lose sight of the fact that people lost their lives.
Absolutely.
During all of these events, and we want to make sure we give them that time. Let's go ahead and turn right now to this press conference to get all the latest information.
All right, I'm back in business. I just had to change a quick setting. I can hear now. Let's get into this. All right, before they get started, guys, I didn't even do the yay, the whole nine. I'm terrible. I'm sorry. I'm jumping into this. For those of you who are joining us today, I'm Strategic Eyes. I'm an active duty sex crimes detective, and I'm going to be reviewing this using my expertise, all right, my learned expertise. All right, so viewer discretion is advised. We don't make any videos for young people. It's for adults only. All right, let's get into this.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for joining us today. I'm Kim Wheeler, Public Information Officer for the West Region of the Tennessee Bureau of Investigation. We couldn't be more relieved today to share with you an update that Austin Drummond is in custody. That is a significant win for all the dedicated agencies that worked tirelessly over the past week to bring him to justice.
Absolutely.
We want to thank the community for the incredible help. This successful apprehension was made possible by the countless tips and unwavering support that we received from you, the citizens. Without your partnership and willingness to come forward with information, this arrest would not have been made possible.
That's true.
Thank you for being the eyes and ears.
The community did this, yes.
After everyone speaks, we will open it up for questions, but please note this is an ongoing investigation, and you're going to have questions that absolutely cannot be answered at this time. With me here today to provide more information on the capture of Austin Drummond is TBI Director David Roush, Jackson Police Chief Tom Corley, U.S. Marshal Western District of Tennessee Tyrese Miller, 29th Judicial District Attorney General Danny Goodman, 26th Judicial District Attorney General Jody Pickens, Lake County Sheriff Brian Avery, Dyer County Sheriff Jeff Box, and Madison County Sheriff Julian Weiser. Director Roush.
All right, real quick before Director Roush speaks, because you guys are the early risers, this live is actually scheduled for 10 p.m., but I was able to get out of work early and come here and do this show with you guys. So for you guys, to celebrate you guys being the early risers, I'm going to give 2 giveaways. Number one, I'm going to give a 5-gift membership to this show And 2, I'm going to give a 5 gift membership to the Patreon. So one of you or 2 of you or 5 of you might have the opportunity, if you're quick enough, to actually get a membership for the YouTube channel and to the Patreon. And then before we jump back into this, big shout out to Underwear Taker. What a name, especially on a channel with a sex crimes detective. I love it. With a 1 gift membership. Thank you so much, Underwear, for your support. You're very kind, and I've seen you before in the chat, and you're a member, and I appreciate your support for the channel. And Jamie Brook with a $3 gift sticker. Thank you so much, Jamie, who's also a member who's showing support for the channel. Look out for those free memberships I'm about to give out. Let's keep going.
Thank you, Kim. And thanks to each and every one of you that are here today. Let me start by making it very clear. This is a phase of the effort. The capture is a phase. We will move into the next phase. We've already started that at this time. So, but this is not done by any means. This is just, we are now able to move into the next phase. So I do want to say thank you. This is a perfect example of police community cooperation. And there is no better example for this country, frankly, of the effort that's gone into this week-long challenge, trying to find the suspect after the horrible, tragic deaths of the family that was taken from the Lake County community. And so I do want to say thank you to the local, state, and federal agencies that all came together tirelessly, working 24 hours a day for an entire week until today, when finally we were able to get the lead we needed to find the suspect and get him into custody.
It's beautiful.
It also took a very vigilant community, and so we're very appreciative of everyone here in Jackson for being vigilant, paying attention, and especially for the calls today that led us on the path, that led to
ABC 24 News starts right now with breaking news.
And a community that is looking out for the safety of everyone here. And so I wanted to make sure we express that. And again, I can't tell you how proud we are of the amazing team of police that have worked on this from our various levels within government. And it shows what can happen when we put everything aside with a focus on mission. And so I want to reiterate how important that has been and how proud we are of all that were engaged in this to be able to come to today's phase in our effort. And so with that, I will turn it over for the specifics of the capture over to Chief Tom Corley.
All right, so we definitely need to hear this part because this is the details of the capture. Now, guys, I've just given away 5 free gift memberships to you lucky folks who are in the chat. I want to give away 5 gift memberships to the Patreon, but I can't do that until we get to at least 100 likes. So get us to 100, and the freebies will keep coming. Let's keep going.
Good afternoon. Before anything else, I'd like to begin by expressing our heartfelt condolences to the families of the lost loved ones from this vicious crime of Lake County. We're praying for you. No words can fully capture the depth of your pain, but please know that you're not alone and the Jackson community mourns with you. Again, we're here today to confirm that Austin Drummond has been taken into custody. More importantly, his capture occurred without any further harm to the public or to any law enforcement officers.
Good stuff.
The outcome, as the director referred to, is the direct result of incredible coordination, skill, and determination shown by our local, state, and federal partners. It's a powerful example of what can happen when law enforcement agencies work together with the community who have a shared mission and a singular focus.
Yep.
I'd like to take a moment to recognize and sincerely thank the agencies who played a role in this effort. The Federal Bureau of Investigation and the United States Marshal Service, from our state partners, the Tennessee Bureau of Investigation, Tennessee Highway Patrol, and the Tennessee Department of Homeland Security, and local law enforcement, the Jackson Police Department Special Operations Division, our Patrol Division, our Criminal Investigation Unit, and our JPD dispatchers and communications, and also the Madison County Sheriff's Department.
Yeah, this is good stuff, man. They did really good work, and I just cannot commend the local law enforcement for the work that they did and that community. Big shout out to Jamie Brooks, who gave a one-gift membership, and Military Ma, who's celebrating 4 months as a recruit. Let's keep going.
Each of these agencies brought their resources, their people, and their expertise to the table, and they did so with excellence. I'd like to pause right now, though, and I'm a little biased, but I'm going to talk about the Jackson Police Department for just a minute. From the moment this case unfolded, you never hesitated. Our dispatchers, patrol officers, special operations, investigators, each of you demonstrated bravery, precision, and tireless dedication, even in the face of danger. Your courage has not gone unnoticed, and the citizens of this community are proud of you, and I'm deeply thankful for you. To briefly cover the apprehension this morning, I want to first address the process that led up to it. As you're aware, for the past several days, law enforcement have been focusing on specific areas of the city based upon some intelligence, some physical evidence, and technology. From discovering the vehicle near MCO Road and the intelligence which led us to the area off of Pleasant Plains Drive, these type fugitive search operations are most typically made in a methodical fashion. When covering areas, particularly wooded areas, a cursory search is not sufficient for community safety. And I know that's difficult to have patience for. And I know several of you probably didn't get a lot of sleep because the helicopters flying around and the officers being in your neighborhood. And I know that's tough. But for the last few days, that's what's been transpiring. This morning, however, a couple of encounters with Drummond changed that methodical search to a dynamic one. Just after 8 o'clock a.m., we received multiple calls of sightings of the suspect. Placing resources there immediately resulted in an additional citizen's call at about 8:57 a.m. We took advantage of that quickly evolving situation and made the arrest at 9:05 a.m. I'd like to introduce you right now to Officer Trout, Officer Compton, and Officer Drown. They were there right at the right spot and reacted immediately and are responsible for the apprehension of Austin Drummond.
Nice. Good
As
job.
this case moves forward, any additional charges or prosecutorial decisions and any actions that may have occurred within Jackson will be deferred to District Attorney Jody Pickens. We will continue to support his office and the TBI as this process unfolds and ensure that every step toward justice is taken thoroughly and properly. Today, again, we find some peace in knowing that the suspect is no longer a threat, but remain committed to the families, the community, and to justice. Thank you.
Nice. Good stuff.
Good afternoon. Tonight, families in West Tennessee can sleep more soundly. Austin Drummond is once again behind bars. He is suspected of an unthinkable crime that put all of us, an entire city and area, on edge. He thought he could outrun us, but he was wrong. That's because together we cannot be stopped. Law enforcement from every level and the people who call West Tennessee home did our parts. We worked long hours, neighbors stayed vigilant, agencies donated reward money.
All right, we got 101 likes, ladies and gentlemen. I'm dropping that 5 gift memberships to the Patreon now. Remember, in order to get it, you have to click the link I'm dropping right now, and then you have to sign up. Okay, that's the only way you're going to get it. The first 5 people to click that link and sign up are the ones who get this membership. If we get up to 250 likes, I'll drop more gift memberships. Let's keep going.
And someone saw something. They saw something out of the ordinary this morning and did what he was supposed to do. Because of that action, Drummond is in custody. Thank you to the Tennessee Bureau of Investigation for leading this investigation. to the FBI for their unwavering support, and to the men and women of the Jackson Police Department and the local agencies such as the Madison County Sheriff's Office, Dyer County Sheriff's Office, Lake County Sheriff's Office, and other agencies who show up every day to answer the call to duty. And to the men and women of the United States Marshal Service, thank you. Your relentless commitment to duty is unmatched. To the families in Lake County who lost loved ones, Drummond's arrest cannot restore what has been taken from you. We only hope that we could have helped give you assurance that justice will be had. And to the baby girl who will tell one day her story of survival, we look forward to all that you will do.
Right.
God bless West Tennessee, and God bless America. Thank you.
All right. Good stuff, man. Good stuff. And that little baby's so young, man. She's not even going to remember her parents, which is so sad. And to the folks for the promo we just dropped, it was literally gone in 2 seconds. As fast as I could click my fingers, you guys snatched those bad boys up. So we get those likes up, we'll drop 5 more, all right? Let's do it. But very, very, very sad circumstances under this. Yes, we have caught the quadruple murderer, but we still lost 4 young people. Even the grandmother was young. I'm older than the grandmother, and I'm not a grandparent yet. I'm older than the grandmother. The grandmother was 38. I'm 41. Everybody was young who was killed. Everybody was a young person in the prime of their life. Even the grandmother was the prime in her life, 38 years old when Austin took her away. It's nothing but a tragedy. Wiped out an entire family, the heart of a whole family. The grandmother, who's like the orbit, like the son of a family, is a grandmother and a grandpa. And then the next generation, those young parents, 21 years old with an infant, took them out. And then a young boy who didn't even get to live life yet, 15 years old, gone. Austin Drummond is a monster. There's no way around it. There's no drug deal, no gang affiliation that would justify slaughtering these people in the manner by which he slaughtered them. Unbelievable. I hope they have capital punishment in Tennessee, ladies and gentlemen. I think at this point, that's the only thing we could do with Austin. There's nothing else we could do with him. He is a danger to society. And the way that he was living in prison with all the contraband and cell phones and Ciroc and all that stuff, that's where he really wants to be. So if we sentence him to life in prison, we basically tell him, go back home. That's not punishment. We're saying, hey, Austin, go where you're comfortable in jail, where you can move and shake and have sex with any correction officer you want, because that's what he was doing. He was bedding a correction officer when he was in jail. And that correction officer is bringing him contraband, cell phones, the whole 9. That's not punishment. The only thing we could really do to Austin that would be justice, in my opinion, is capital punishment. Let's keep going.
Good afternoon, everyone. First thing I'd like to do is once again give our condolences to the family of the victims in this case. We have numerous victims, so obviously we have a lot of people in the communities that are hurting because of this, and we want them to know that we're going to do everything we can to seek justice in this matter. You know, this started almost 7 days ago to the exact minute. It was last Tuesday, a little after 3 p.m., when we got the first call of the infant who had been abandoned.
Yo, big shout out to Nina Drew with a 99-cent super sticker. Thank you so much for supporting the channel.
And that started this whole process. I don't think I have ever seen so many agencies work together and work in sync. This has been so impressive. It has been what I would think should be a blueprint for the entire country on how to run an operation. You had numerous law enforcement agencies, not just 1 or 2. We're talking about that goes across all of West Tennessee, federal agencies, and they all put their pride aside and had one common goal, and they all did whatever they had to reach that goal. And because of that, today's a good day, and Austin Drummond is not going to be a threat to this community anymore. As Director Rouse said, this was phase 1. The real work starts, and the lengthy work will start at this point. Investigations do not end when a person is arrested. That's just the part to get them into custody. This investigation is going to go on for a good period of time. Right. In addition to that, there will be lots of court appearances, lots of hearings, and we will do everything we can to ensure that the communities are kept safe, and we're going to do that by seeking justice in this case. I'm going to work with General Jody Pickens, because we do have a case this time that's a little bit different, because we're going across a couple of different judicial districts. And because of that, he and I will be working closely together, but we will work together just as law enforcement did with one common goal, and that's going to be to make sure that we seek justice. And with that, I'm going to turn this over to General Jody Pickens.
All right, big shout out to Jamie with the Cash App. Thank you so much for supporting the channel. Appreciate you. Let's keep going. Oh, Simply Nikki with a $5 super chat says he really thought he could outsmart them. Shaking my head. You know, funny thing is, he did for a while. He was out there for a while. Now, we do have other fugitives who have been out there longer, like that father up in Seattle who killed Washington State, who took out both of his young daughters. He's still out there, and there's still sightings of him, and so far he's been able to evade apprehension, but then again, he was trained as a Marine to survive in the wilderness. There's some reports that he failed out of the school, but he still picked up a lot of those skills, and he went on to be a trainer in the program that teaches Marines and Army officers or soldiers, rather, how to survive in the wilderness doing special ops. So that guy's still out there. Travis Decker, good looking, Misty. Travis Decker's still out there. But this guy, for just a run-of-the-mill vice lord street thug, he evaded capture for quite a while, just not being a trained survivalist like Travis Decker. You know, this guy's just a gangster. And he was out there for a while. So, you know, we could give diabolical credit when diabolical credit is due. You know what I mean? And he certainly deserves some diabolical credit. Let's keep going.
Good afternoon. My name is Jody Pickens, and I'm the elected district attorney for the 26th Judicial District, which is comprised of Chester, Henderson, and Madison counties. Like the others who have gone before me, I would like to begin by saying that my condolences go out to the families of these victims who lost their lives. And so we will continue to work to achieve justice for them. The other thing I would say that I want to say that we are very happy that we can at this point bring a degree of peace back to this community, which has been on edge since this incident and since they have learned that this person was back in our community. I too am a Madison County resident, and I just wanted to say that when it comes to law enforcement, we are blessed in this area. We don't have good law enforcement, we have great law enforcement. And as what has been said before, people put their differences aside and work toward a common goal. And that is why we are all standing here in front of you today, because working together, they were able to bring some security to this region.
Like, all right, Big Shot, if you want to see like an aggregator of videos, of these videos stitched together, I did it last night. Minimal commentary where I played these videos. So if you want to see that, you could definitely go check out the video I did last night and see the videos of him checking the doors at the church, etc. Jamie Brooks says that Decker was actually not a Marine. He was in the Army. I forget, so we will concede that Jamie Brooks is most likely correct. But he was in the armed forces, and he definitely at least attempted to become special forces. There are reports, though, that he flunked out, but he still picked up a lot of skills on how to survive in a wilderness when he was in the Army. He is actually in the Army because he was a Ranger. He went to Ranger school. He attempted Ranger school, and Rangers are only for the Army. So yes, thank you, Jamie Brooke. You just jogged my memory. You're 1,000% correct. Somebody else put a message. Oh, I like this message here. It's just me. Cherie says, I believe this dude was not prepared to stay out very long without help, but his help was arrested. I agree with that. I don't think that he's like a Travis Decker who's like living off of the land right now. Like, this guy was expecting that his extended network would help him, and they did. They didn't fall short. They did attempt to help him. The problem is that they immediately went under surveillance, because remember, there's snitches everywhere. So people probably were like, you know what? this is the guys that this dude hangs with. And so the police probably started surveilling them, probably doing some wiretaps on them, etc., and started noticing and seeing that they were rendering him assistance or had rendered him assistance. And so his support network started to be arrested, and then that really complicated his ability to stay out in the wild longer, because this guy didn't spend all that time in the woods. He was sleeping in people's homes. But as his friends were getting arrested, it became less and less spaces available for him to hide. And that's why we get to a point where he's now trying to check doors and get into unoccupied structures like churches in the nighttime, etc., because he didn't have the friends that he had when he first committed the crime that he could go hide out with. That's what I'm thinking. So I 100% agree with you, Sherry. Let's keep going.
General Goodman said, arrest often is just the beginning of a prosecution. There will be, the investigation will continue. I will continue to consult with our law enforcement partners, also consulting with General Goodman, because there will be some decisions made. We will be working towards making sure that anybody that may have had a hand in assisting Drummond will be held to answer for that. Those investigations will continue, and we just encourage the public, which has been so important and so engaged in this situation, to continue to provide that information that you may think doesn't matter, but which may in the end provide the break that law enforcement needs. So with that, I would say,
hey, what's up, Nina Drew? We always show love to people who send super chats, but let's try and not make it political. So I'm going to read out Nina Drew's comment, because she did send $5 for that comment to be read out. But I will ask you guys respectfully to leave your politics out of it. So Nina Drew said they should send the National Guard in for Decker instead of to protest. So we all have different political points of view here. So please do leave the politics out of the show, all right? Or join the Patreon, and we talk about everything on the Patreon. You know, when I do my live shows on the Patreon, you can say whatever you want, politics, religion, whatever. It's all good. But here is about the victims and giving a voice to the voiceless. Let's keep going. Let's keep going. Let's keep going.
say, God bless our state, God bless this community, and God bless America.
And last thing I'm going to address you one last time. Jesse Knight says, that's not politics, bro. I'm not your bro, first of all, but I do love you. And it is politics, because they're talking about ICE protests, I believe, that Nina Drew. And if Nina Drew's not talking about that, then I will apologize on air. But I'm taking that Nina Drew is saying, instead of sending National Guard to ICE protests, they should send him after Decker. And I think they should send the National Guard after Decker, to be honest. I think they should, but leave the politics out of it.
Good afternoon. My name's Brian Avery. I'm the sheriff of Lake County. For those of you that don't know, Lake County is a county of about 7,000 people. It's kind of one of those counties where if one person hurt, we all hurt. And this happened right in our back door, and it put a lot of people on ease. And we all band together. Once this happened, when we all band together. We all want to see this thing through. We all want to see it to the end. But today I want to say, share with our community, the Lake County community, the Madison County community, that Austin Drummond is in custody. This arrest is a significant step toward the ongoing investigation, and we are grateful of the outcome. I want to thank the local, state, and federal agencies that made this happen. Without them, Drummonds would still be free today. The community stepped up with the phone calls, the text messages, the emails. If it wasn't for them, we would still be searching, we would still be looking. To the families of the victims, please know that our thoughts and prayers remain with you. While this arrest brings some measure of relief, we realize that the road to healing is going to be a long one. We as a community continue to pray for the families affected, for those still processing the trauma of these events. Justice will continue to be pursued, and we will remain committed to doing everything we can to support those impacted. Thank you.
Wow. You can hear the emotion in this guy's voice, man. This is really hit hard to home with these folks. It really hit home with these folks. You know, these are their communities that they live in, and this guy's running around. Look at these young people. Look at these young people whose lives were stolen. These are beautiful young people. These beautiful young people made a beautiful, gorgeous baby, and they're gone now. Why? Because of just ignorance and selfishness on the part of Austin Drummond. And I am so curious. I wish I could just like fly over there and they just make me like a consultant and let me do Austin's interrogation. I'd love to do Austin's interrogation. I'm not shy. Can't be shy. Done 1,000 interrogations. I'd love to do his interrogation. I go out there like, hey, Austin, talk to me. Anyway, Julie Miracle with a $5 super chat says, keep it up. And Jamie Brook with a $5 super chat says, can't deny that Decker has been pretty good at not being found. He really is. Really is doing a great job. Unbelievable. Unbelievable this guy's still out there. Here we go. Let's keep going. But it just really hits me hard when I see their pictures that, you know, these are young people that had their whole life ahead of them. You know, they made a family. They're still together. They're raising their child together. You know, we know how difficult that is in this day and age where so many, you know, relationships end and people have to raise children apart, you know, and wiped off the face of the earth for what? We still don't know. We don't know if it was drugs. We don't know if it was gang related. We don't know if he was just pissed off. You know, we heard that he was threatening to go kill jurors after he was released from prison. Seems like this is the type of guy that holds a grudge for a very long time. For all we know, this could have been as a result of him having problems with his correction officer girlfriend. That could have been it. It could have been his former correction officer girlfriend possibly breaking up with him or them being on some bad terms. And then he's like, you know what? You hurt me. I'm going to hurt you. I'm going to take out the people who are closest to you. I don't even know. I don't know. I'd love to hear some of your theories inside of the chat as to why we're here. You know, why did this happen? Let's keep going.
I'm Jeff Box, Dare County Sheriff. This incident, the baby was dropped off in my county. The victims were residents of Dare County. And I want to start today by recognizing those victims. I left the funeral home just before I got here today of one of the victims, and I spoke with both his mom and dad, and they wanted me to sincerely thank with great, great gratitude each responding agency, each one of you up here, and each officer that responded to this tragic incident that put an evil sense in the air throughout Lake County, Dare County, Madison County, and all across the state of Tennessee. So I want to begin thanking you from the family by calling those names that were tragically taken. Courtney Rose, Adriana Williams, Braden Williams, James Matthew Wilson. Their names deserve to be spoken. Their lives deserve to be remembered, and their families deserve justice. Our hearts go out to each of these families. We cannot begin to imagine the depth of your pain, the weight of your grief, or the heartbreak of what you are now facing. Please know that this community stands with you. We're lifting you up, and we will walk with you in the days and weeks to come. Thanks to the incredible collaboration that you see here on the stage and the determination of all law enforcement officers and partners, Austin Drummond has now been apprehended and charged with these victims' murders.
Amen.
We're thankful for a safe resolution to this manhunt. But we also recognize that these families, that the difficult journey is just beginning for them. Right. I want to take a moment to thank those who helped make this possible. Sheriff Brian Avery from Lake County, Sheriff Troy Klaas of Crockett County, and Sheriff Julian Weiser. The Jackson Police Department, whose partnership and response was unwavering. Our state partners, the TBI, Bureau of Investigation, who kept us informed every step of the way, and the Tennessee Highway Patrol. our federal partners, the FBI and the U.S. Marshals.
It's just me, said I look tired. Take care of yourself. Thank you for your coverage. I appreciate you. And I'm not going to lie to you guys. I am tired. I slept 2 hours last night. And I'm doing a special training. It's called dignitary training, where you learn how to guard dignitaries, politicians, etc. And it's mandatory training because we have to do that at times. And it started very early in the morning. I don't know why they have it such an early start. Usually training starts at 8. This training is starting at 6. And I had a little bout of insomnia last night. And it just came to a point where it was like, what's the point in going to sleep? Because you might end up being late for the training. So I pretty much stayed up and only kind of like catnapped for 2 hours. So I am tired, but this is more important. You know, I'll get my sleep tonight. This is more important. That's why we're here. But thank you so much for caring. I appreciate you.
Every deputy, every officer, every dispatcher, and investigator who contributed to this effort, we thank you, as well as the public information officers, Kim Wheeler of the TBI, and Stephen Sutton, who led an important work of keeping the community and the public informed while we had boots on the ground working this case and assisting in working this case. Thank you to the community. We can't say enough about how your support and cooperation has been the best, not only to keep yourself safe, but to help in his capture today. Let me be clear that the manhunt is over. The justice process is just beginning, just like General Goodman stated. We remain fully committed to continuing this investigation, including the vehicle that was found in Dyer County, the infant that was abandoned in Dyer County.
Right.
Every tip, every detail that we receive, every lead that will be followed through completely and thoroughly. Everyone has been very concerned about the well-being of the baby, and we're glad to report the baby is healthy and doing well. As we leave here today, let us join with the victim's friends and other family members as they lift up the victim's family in prayer for strength and support that they're going to need in the days ahead. So thank you.
Sheriff Julian Weiser, Madison County. I just want to say thank you to the community for the support, the prayers, being vigilant. I got to witness some hard work this week. It was 5-6 days of high intensity. Local, state, federal law enforcement officers across this county. You know, every door that we opened, every structure we checked, we didn't know if Drummond's was going to be behind there. And to have that amount of intensity over 5 or 6 days, and our law enforcement personnel working 18 to 20 hours a day, they made the ultimate sacrifice.
I'm going to make a point that might upset some of you, but it's a point that needs to be said. Let me make this big in fact right now. And it's just the truth. That's why I started out not believing in capital punishment, and now I believe in capital punishment. I used to be a staunch non-believer in capital punishment. I used to think you were immoral if you believed in capital punishment. I used to think you was immoral if you believed in a lot of things. But age, and when you get older, you get wisdom, and you stop thinking like a child, and you start realizing how the world really works. A lot of things that you thought when you were younger, you're not going to think that way now that you're an adult. Now that you have children to look after, and you see how cruel and how ugly this world really is, kind of takes you out of that space where you feel safe to take risks and gambles with your safety, your life, your money, your beliefs, your soul. This is what I want you guys to look at this picture I have on your screen right now. This is why I believe in capital punishment. What can we do to this man that's going to hurt him? Look how he's living in jail. We're going to send him to jail, ladies and gentlemen. That's our plan. Our goal is justice now. We're going to send him to jail. To what? To live like this again? He's still a vice lord. Now he's got clout. He's got clout because ended 4 people and fled from the cops for almost a week. He's a gangster. In his world, he's got clout. In his world, he's got standing. His actions is not going to make him a pariah in prison. His actions is going to make him famous in prison. Especially if this was gang or drug related, he takes care of business. That's what his fellow inmates are going to say. This guy's a warrior. This guy's a gangster. This guy takes care of business. So we're going to put him back in prison just so he could live like this again. With his commissary and his food and his cell phones and his Ciroc. That's justice? I'm asking you that question, ladies and gentlemen. Let's put it in the chat. Let's let the people speak. Is that justice? This guy took 4 lives. Why is his 1 life worth more than those 4 lives? Whatever happened to reciprocity? Huh? There's an imbalance. His life, what we're saying with our current criminal justice system is his life is worth more than those 4 lives because he took their lives and he still gets to live. And in his case, proven fact that he lives like a king on the inside. Proven fact, not exaggeration, none of that. None of that. It's proven. It's a fact. When he's on the inside, he lives like a king. Murder suspect lived like a king in jail. Is this justice? How does this benefit society? That's why I believe in capital punishment. For people like him, for people like Jarvis Butts, who can't be reformed, who can't be rehabilitated, who will never be sorry for what they did. For people like Stephen Stearns, who has no remorse to the very end. When Stephen Stearns gave his closing remarks, his allocution, guess what he said? I love Maddie more than all of you guys. I'm paraphrasing. And I'm sorry she's not here. And by the way, I didn't do shit. Not I'm sorry. Not I wish I could have did things differently. Nope. I'm going to be able to eat root beer barrel candy for the rest of my life, you losers. That's what I took from Stephen Stearns' victim or perp impact statement, however you want to call it, allocution, whatever you want to call it. That's what I got from it. And then we come on over to this guy, Austin Drummond, and we're going to put him back in the same hole that we found him in, and he's going to live like a king in his hole. And guess what? That looks like torture to us. To him, that's home. You don't get that because you don't think like him. Because you like your home, you like your apartment, you like your house, you like your freedom, you like breathing fresh air. So you could not fathom living like him, but you don't understand him. Because he's home. I worked in the prison system for a decade. I understand how this guy thinks because I've spoken to guys, hundreds, thousands of guys just like him. You will never understand it unless you think like him. He's home. We just sending him home. That's all we doing. We sending him home. I don't see what the justice is in that. Sending him home. Just keep going.
Advice to keep our community safe. And I want to personally thank them. I want to thank their families for standing by them. There's a lot of people behind the scenes as far as with TBI, intel analysts, support staff, the district attorney's office. You know, the troops in the field relied highly on our administrative staff. So they did a great job with providing us with intel. And I know the community will get some rest tonight. And it was amazing to see the hard work and commitment and sacrifice that our law enforcement personnel has made for our community. Thank you.
All right, that'll conclude the remarks. Are there any questions that we might be able to handle? Yes, sir, please.
Hi, Brendan Tierney with WSMB 4 News International. at this point? Any idea, anything you can tell us of why he did this?
Yeah, and at this point on a working motive, we are unable to speak about that. Still all part of the investigative process at this time. Yes, ma'am.
Imani Williams with Channel 5 out of Memphis. Drummond was out on bond for multiple charges out of Lake County and Trousdale County. One in Trousdale County being allegedly smuggling drugs inside the jail, cell phones inside the jail. Will that impact this investigation right now with this incident?
In terms of his prior charges that he also has picked up while he was in prison, all of those certainly will be taken into consideration as we move forward in the justice process, as you've heard the generals speak to. So yes, all of his activities will be certainly considered, not only in our investigative effort and the justice process, but certainly in his housing and how he'll be managed going forward.
Oh, how you guys going to manage him? I mean, he was in state prison. You can't get no higher than that. You can't get no higher than that. He was in state prison. So he comes to state prison. What are you guys going to do? Same thing you did last time. Here's your pair of boxers. Here's your sheet for your mattress. Here's your Samsung Galaxy S25 Ultra smartphone. Here's your liquor. Here's your weed. And here's your pussy. That's what they did last time, right? Excuse my language. I'm sorry. But sometimes you got to have real talk. That's what they did last time. They gave him liquor, weed, cell phones, and some buns. They gave him whatever he wanted. That's what's going to happen. That's why we need to change this system. We're too light on these criminals. We think that we have the best system on the planet. Yo, there's no greater patriot than Strategic Eyes. I love this country. But even though I love this country, I can say we could do better. I hate communists. But guess what? China got it right. Because sometimes you got to just put people to bed. Sometimes you got to put people to bed. And if he did this in China, they would put him to bed. Forever sleep. Forever sleep. What are we going to do with this guy? We're going to give him 4 consecutive life sentences, and he's going to be living like a king in prison. Big shout out to Dr. Cataclysm with 10 gift memberships. 10 gift memberships. Like I told you guys, if we get to 250 likes, I'm going to drop some more memberships for the Patreon. Whew, I mean, geez. Dr. Cataclysm pretty much gave the whole chat a membership. Big shout out to you, Dr. Cataclysm. Appreciate you, man. You're so generous and you're always supporting the channel. Guys, we got to change. We literally need to get tougher on sentencing, ladies and gentlemen. We can learn from these other countries. Even the countries we don't like, even the countries that we don't agree with. We can learn from them. We need to learn from them because what we're doing is not working. We sent him to jail at 16 for a violent crime. We did not rehabilitate him. We gave him coochie. We gave him cell phones. We gave him liquor. He was a child. We had an opportunity to change his mentality and we did not. Then we let him out of prison. And what did he do? He steals 4 souls from us. Now we're going to send him back in? For what? To what ends? Let's keep going.
Yes.
Billy, you Fox 13. You know, we saw those 3 accomplices get picked up. Are y'all looking into Caitlin Speed?
Yeah, again, I appreciate the question in terms of, you know, those who were assisting Mr. Drummond as he was on the run. And I can tell you that we will continue to address those individuals, each that have been engaged. In terms of identifying specific individuals, I won't go into that at this time. Yes, ma'am.
Priya Sridhar with NBC News. I understand there is a connection between the suspect and the victim. Can you just speak to that relationship?
Yeah, in terms of the relationship between the suspect and the victims, the suspect's girlfriend is the sister of a victim, is the daughter of a victim, and is the sister of, well, 2 victims. So yes, that's the familial connection at that point. Yes, ma'am.
All right, real quick. Big shout out to Nita Jew with another super chat. Thank you so much, Nita Jew. Smiley face, 99-cent super chat. Really appreciate your generosity. Thank you so much.
Where exactly
Yeah, I'll let Chief Corley address
We'll go ahead and bring that back so we can understand that question because I was talking.
familial connection at that point. Yes, ma'am. Yeah, I'll let.
I don't think you guys could hear that. I think she said any more information on where he was located, and I think she said something about rumors of him being at people's houses, his girlfriend's house or something like that. I think that's what she said. Let's see what the answer is.
Chief Corley address that.
Sure. Yes, so the first call we got, he was out in that area. The second call that we got that led to the apprehension, he had been in that area and was in the wood line, I believe, the wood line right behind that. So, but as far as the location where he was standing or staying overnight or during the day, yes, it was an abandoned or a vacant, I should say, a vacant building.
Does he have any ties to that?
I don't believe so. I can't tell you that.
Was he armed when you found him?
No,
How long do you think he'd been in that pool house? I mean, was
I
this
couldn't
the
tell
whole-
you. Not right now. We're investigating that.
I know you all talked about community support. There was a large reward out. Will somebody get that? Will it be divided? How will it work?
Yes. So in terms of the reward, what will happen is we will vet the information that we obtained and determine who would be appropriate to receive the award. So we'll look into that very specifically to determine who it will. More than likely, from what I have heard, there may be more than one person that will receive a portion of the award. And so that's what we'll be working on as well. Let me go back here and then I'll come back. Yes.
Hi, Mike Silverman with Channel 3 in Memphis. Can you talk a little bit about how he survived during this period of time in the woods? Was he getting help from the persons who've been charged in this case?
Yeah, Mike, in terms of how he was able to continue to be out on the run and those who assisted him, I won't be able to go into that because that's all part of this investigative process, and we can't go into those details yet at this time.
You know, you said you can't speak to motive. Do you have any idea why all those victims ended up in that same spot in Lake County?
Again, those are specifics about the investigative process. I won't go into details at this time. Yes, ma'am.
Was it surprising to still see that he was still in Jackson? And what was the challenge behind finding him?
Yeah, in terms of were we surprised that he was still in Jackson, I think I don't believe we weren't surprised that he was still here.
All right, real quick, I want to play an interview with a guy.
All right, so what's your name?
My name is Ricardo.
This guy
Ricardo Contreras.
This guy allegedly assisted in the apprehension of this guy. Gave information. I don't know. Let's see. Let's figure it out together.
All right, so what's your name?
My name is Ricardo Contreras.
Ricardo Contreras. And tell us a little bit about what just happened.
Well, what happened was we are working over here, and we saw the guy walking in the middle of the wood.
Thank you.
And we thought, like, you know, nobody wants to walk in the middle of the wood in the middle of this stuff. So we was kind of like very sure it was the guy. So I called the police immediately when the guy was walking right there, and kind of like give them, the location and everything. And they'd be hearing about, actually I was on the phone when they got here. Wow. So, and I'm really glad they got it.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
The hero. Best. Great job, big dog.
I just called them, I just called them. They are the hero.
All right, so people are saying that he was found in a pool house. I don't know. I was at work, so I'm getting all this information with you guys. But it seems like he was caught walking. Did he run into a pool house after the police and they gave chase and he went into a pool house? But what this gentleman says, he was walking in the woods. He saw him. He called the police. The police came while he was on the phone and they apprehended him. Let's play that one more time. Make sure we got all the details.
All right, so what's your name?
My name is Ricardo Contreras.
Ricardo Contreras. And tell us a little bit about what just happened.
Well, what happened was we are working over here, and we saw the guy walking in the middle of the wood.
Thank you.
And we thought, like, nobody wants to walk in the middle of the wood in the middle of this stuff. So we was kind of like very sure it was the guy. So I called the police immediately when the guy was walking right there, and kind of like give them, the location and everything. And they'd be hearing about, actually I was on the phone when they got here. So, and I'm really glad they got it.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
The hero. Best.
Well,
great job,
they
big
are
dog.
the hero. I just called them. You know, I just called them. They are the
All right.
All right. So
there
what's
we
what's
go.
your name?
My
There
name
we
is
go.
Ricardo Contreras.
Ricardo Contreras. He saw him. He called. He saw something. He said something, and now Austin Drummond is in custody. Let's keep going. Back to what we were.
In the area, we know he was obtaining support, obviously. As you know, we have arrested individuals that were providing that. And so it wasn't a surprise. Quite frankly, we thought he may try to run, and his history has shown he has left the state before. And so we were concerned about that, but we had a lot of confidence in the information we were getting, the intelligence we were getting, the technology that we were following that helped us with the assurity that we were honing in quickly on his location. Again, it was the community that really broke this for us, and I don't want to downplay that at all. All of the effort, all of the technology, all of the dog determination that we had was really came down to the community doing as was stated, seeing something and making that call. And that was critical for us to be able to be where we are today with this. I think we're going to get one more.
Ezekiel with ABC 24. You mentioned that Drummond wasn't armed. Were you able to recover the weapon?
So this is the pool house right here. Just wanted to bring it to your attention. We're going to go ahead and check out this pool house.
Yeah, I can tell you that, we did recover a couple weapons at this point, and we're still searching to see what else is out there. And so I would ask, again, a plea to the public. If you see something that you believe maybe was involved in this, don't touch it. Call right away. Let us get to it and process that scene. There are still pieces that we're trying to place together, and so there's still evidence out there that we need to gather. But we have recovered weapons. I can't speak to if those are the weapons that were used in the homicides, but I can tell you we have recovered a couple of firearms at this time.
All right, so I want to read for you real quick. We'll get back to that. We'll play the whole thing in its entirety, but I want to read for you guys real quick a letter purportedly written by his dad. It has not been verified. I believe that the dad reached out to one of the news channels, and he offered to meet the news person, but the news declined to meet him. I believe the reason why they declined is for safety reasons, because they didn't know who it was. Could it have been Austin Drummond, and their lives could have been in danger, whatever. But this is allegedly a letter written by Austin's father that he wanted the news to have, and he wanted to be put out there as a message from Austin's family. It says, "There are no words for the level of sadness we feel for the 4 young lives that were taken. The thought that our son could be responsible for such a tragedy is devastating. We urge Austin to turn himself in and end the panic and misery so many are feeling. The Drummond family." Now, I just want to know, like, what kind of parents would raise a child that would go into a convenience store with a gun and commit an armed robbery and net less than $40, resulting in being sentenced for 13 years, and then while they're in prison get over 25 infractions for contraband and drug dealing and even the manufacture of meth. And this is the question I have. You could cook crack in jail. It's not that hard to cook crack. All right, how you got the baking soda, who knows? But how do you manufacture methamphetamines in jail? That requires literally like a laboratory. And this guy was able to manufacture methamphetamines. That's one of the infractions that was made against him in his disciplinary record. Like, this guy was just doing whatever he wanted in prison, man. This is insane. So, I question the parenting of this family for raising this menace to society. But, if it is from the family, thank you for at least expressing some type of condolences, but a little too late for all of that. You should have did your job when you had a chance. Let's keep going.
I'm sorry. I cannot speak to the specifics of the weapons yet. Right? Yes, sir. Final.
Where is the baby? Where is Drummond? And did Drummond say anything once he was captured?
I can tell you in terms of Drummond, he has been transported to a facility. We won't state where he's at this point. And I can tell you that, well, I won't tell you what took place after he was taken into custody. That's all part of our investigative process. In terms of the child, I will yield.
The baby, we'd rather not say where the baby is now for its
Now,
well-being,
all this footage
but
that
it
we
is
see, let
safe,
me go ahead and pause this
healthy,
real quick.
and being well taken care of.
Baby's healthy. That's good to
Right,
hear. All the video that we're looking at, law enforcement did not get that video by like going out there and getting it. They were out there. Don't get me wrong. I'm not taking anything away from law enforcement. They did an excellent job in this case. What I'm saying is that we cannot ignore the hard work of the citizens. These are videos that citizens found on their security systems, called into law enforcement, say, look, I've got this guy. I'm helping in the effort of apprehending this guy. So let's not take anything away from the citizens. The citizens are the ones that solved this case. Once again, the citizens are the ones who solved this case. The citizens are the ones that alerted law enforcement that the baby was found in the car seat on the lawn. It is through finding the baby that law enforcement then found out who the baby belonged to. When they found out who the baby belonged to, then they started reaching out to family members, and then those family members like, oh, we haven't seen these people in a little while, which then made the law enforcement do an extended canvass where they then found the dead bodies. All of this is from the citizens. So for the people out there in Tennessee, on behalf of the Strategic Eyes Show, I salute you. You literally protected your own community. We could all learn from the resolve of our brothers and sisters in Tennessee. Everybody in America should function like this. Aid your local law enforcement, believe in your local law enforcement, and allow justice to take place. Because if you're new to this show, you should know I'm law enforcement, number one. And number two, you should know I believe in the system. Let's keep going.
Thank you all. We very much appreciate the help, especially throughout this. The media has been absolutely critical, pushing information as quickly as we could provide it to you, keeping a focus for the public on this. And so we again, this isn't just policing. This is our community. This is our great media doing a fine job. So thank you all as well for the effort that was put into this. We appreciate it. Thank you.
All right. So that's how we're going to go to some other videos. We'll take this
Desmond in my ear right now. He's setting that up. We're going to go to him here shortly. There's a lot of moving pieces here for us.
So we're going to hear from the residents here, from people in the residents. We're almost to our goal, too, 250. Well, it's not our goal, because we like to get more than 250 likes, but we're almost at 250 likes. And like I told you guys, we get 250 likes, we're going to drop some more gift memberships to the Patreon. So keep it coming, people. Keep it coming. 250 is the milestone for us to get those Patreon memberships.
But he is there now live on the scene in Jackson, where Austin Drummond has been captured after a 6-day-long manhunt or so. Finally, he has been captured and is in custody. Desmond, do we have you?
Yeah, that's right, Kevin. We are here in the Saddlebrook Drive and Country Club Lane area in Jackson, Tennessee, where authorities did capture and seize Austin Drummond, as we've been reporting not too long ago. It's been a very tumultuous and very crazy atmosphere for residents here. We actually have a Mr. Tom Lovell.
It's a very, very nice house. I love beautiful architecture on homes. Very beautiful home.
Who is one of the people who...
And that's unique, too. It's got a double garage door, and then it has a single garage door. I've never really seen that before. That looks really cool, though. I like it.
Is one of the residents here in Jackson. Just describe to us just what exactly you had saw this morning.
Well, when I came back from church, all of a sudden a bunch of police cars came into our street, and FBI and unmarked cars, and they got out and started looking around our house with guns pointed, and that's very unsettling. But on the other hand, it made us very comfortable, because we knew that we were being protected really at that point.
That's what's
and
up.
so the neighborhood is pretty tight, and everybody was texting back and forth. But this saga had to stop because we can't live this way.
That's what's
So,
up.
Mr. Tom, when did you see all that action occur? Was it this morning or was it on Sunday?
All day.
No, it was this morning and really all day yesterday. They were in the neighborhood throughout the day yesterday.
What's the atmosphere? I know you just described a few seconds ago, but what's the atmosphere been like for you and your neighbors here just over the last 3 or 4 days, knowing that he was in this area this entire time?
It's very unsettling. It makes it difficult to sleep. So we have to protect ourselves in the way that the Second Amendment allows.
Yeah.
And so, and I was, but I'm just so glad it's over with because.
You heard that? You heard that? Got to protect yourselves in the way the Second Amendment allows. That's what I'm talking about. It's times like this that you wish you had that sidearm to protect yourself. I'm telling you as a law enforcement officer, we can't always be there to protect you. You need to have a gun to protect yourself. That's all I'm saying. Let's keep going.
Once again, I moved over here for peace and serenity. And we hadn't had that for the last 3 or 4 days, but thank goodness they got him.
And I'm not sure if you saw that video that kind of has been circulating on social media, but he was just near the university, just down the street, knowing that he was just that close, ma'am.
Yeah, we walk all the time in this area, and my next door neighbor and I were walking.
Wait, she does not look like she's grandpa's age. I mean, she's a mature woman. I think grandpa's a pimp. His wife is like 20 years, 30 years younger than him. She look like 45, 50 max, and he's like 70. I like this guy, man. I like this guy. Let's keep going.
Sunday, and she said, I just think he's in these woods. And I said, oh, you do? So, but we felt unsettled, and we are so glad we can go for a walk now.
Another time they got camera evidence of him over here at Cornerstone Church, and my neighbor standing there can probably throw a rock and hit that Cornerstone Church. And so that's very unsettling to know that he's walking around in the dark throughout our neighborhood.
And then one thing I wanted to ask is...
All right, so we got the 250. I appreciate you guys. I'm going to drop the link right now. I got to tell you guys, because sometimes people just think it's a link to become a member of the Patreon. No, this is a special link. This is a link to redeem your membership. So I'm dropping this link right now. Understand, you have to click the link in order to collect the free 1-month gift membership. So I'm going to drop it in 5, 4, 3. The last one disappeared in like 2 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Enjoy. Let's keep going.
And that, he finally got captured, that this city and this neighborhood can finally, as you just said, kind of be from unsettled to settled. How does that give you more of a peace of mind right now?
It's pretty good. My neighbor and I were talking, we need a little bit of a transition because we've been so...
Dr. Cataclysm with a $2 super chat says, old grand pimpin'. This is big pimpin'.
Geared up in a situation we were not used to.
And for me, it's just we can breathe again.
Grandpa got hit on young
Hottie. We can go back to
Hottie.
living again without having to worry about this problem. I want to thank all the members of the police authority and the FBI and everybody that was chasing this guy down, and good for them.
This guy's a proud American. I love it.
It makes you want to go do stuff for them and continue to let them know how much they're appreciated.
Well, thank you so much for your time. And like I said, we're in the Saddlebrook Drive and Country Club Lane area of Jackson, Tennessee. People living here, residents, feeling finally at peace, knowing that Austin Drummond is captured by authorities. We'll have more for you later at midday. Live in Jackson, Tennessee, I'm Desmond Nugent, ABC 24 News.
Desmond, thank you so much. We really appreciate that update. It was good insight to hear from them, but a scary morning for them. Can you imagine just seeing rifles and men in your front yard?
That is crazy to think about.
Yeah, definitely. Let's get to some more.
Tweeting just moments ago, captured. Tennessee most wanted fugitive Austin Drummond is now in law enforcement custody after having been caught in Jackson. Steve Harrigan has the latest on this breaking news. Good morning, Steve.
Good morning, Dana. This is a 7-day manhunt that just now has come to an end. Tennessee Bureau of Investigation confirming that they have caught Austin Drummond. This is a man who's accused of killing 4 people in Tennessee. The case got a tremendous amount of attention because not only is he accused of murdering 4 members of a family, but also abducting, kidnapping, and then leaving a 7-month-old baby girl in a car seat on the lawn of a random house 40 miles away from those bodies. We've seen recent video of Drummond on door cameras.
Look at this.
He's often seen carrying a weapon and was carrying a large amount of ammunition as well. He has a very violent history. Just 28 years old, he's already spent more than a decade in jail. He threatened to kill the jurors in his trial, and yet somehow he was out on bond during the time of these murders. One district attorney who spoke to us from Tennessee said, this is a person who is simply not capable of living in society. Well, he's not going to be in society for any time soon if these murder charges go through. Wound up killing 4 parents of the young girl, the uncle, and the grandmother. A targeted killing. Now, Tennessee authorities say they've got their man after a 7-day hunt. Dana, back to you.
All right, thank you so much, and we'll have more on that as that story develops.
I'm Steve Doocy.
Right.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
Oh, boy. All right, check this out real quick. Some more pictures of this guy on the inside. Look, he had a Roku. You guys understand? And a gaming console. None of that stuff is allowed in the prison. He had that stuff inside of his cell, ladies and gentlemen. That's all contraband. Understand, cell inspections are done pretty much daily or weekly, depending on where you are. They were inspecting his cell. They were seeing all this contraband, and they were doing nothing about it. Big shout out to the Underwear Taker, $2 super chat, says wood chipper. What's a wood chipper? I don't know. You guys will let me know in the chat. What is a wood chipper? Big shout out to you, Underwear. I should have had that name when I was in my 20s. Anyway, this is all contraband. Look at this, guys. It's contraband. Look at, he's got a gaming console, a handheld gaming console. What's it, like a Nintendo Wii or something like that? I don't know. He's got a real cool, he could watch the internet and all that good stuff. Like, this is crazy. Let's keep going. 2 cell phones in his hand. 2 wireless earbuds. Wireless earbuds. That's illegal. That's contraband. Food storage, like he's like prepping like me. Like, I got back stock like that for emergencies. He's prepping his damn self into jail. They locked the jail down. They're not serving food. This dude is just fine. Let me explain something to you about what we see there. You guys, what do you see when you look behind him? What do you see when you look behind him? You see food, right? You know what I see? As a former New York State Department of Corrections and Community Supervision, Office of Special Investigations, Senior Sex Crimes Investigator, do you know what I see when I look behind him? I see currency. So who said in the chat? Ah, K Watermelon. You up on game, aren't you? She says dollar bills prison style. Yes, you are up on game. I like you, K Watermelon. How do you know that? How do you know that? See, people who know that's not food. That's money. That's not food. That's money.
Oh, hell no.
He's got a whole boatload of money behind him. Food is currency in prison. Cigarettes is currency in prison. Stamps to mail things out is currency in prison. Phone time is currency in prison. Like how Stephen Stearns was selling his phone time. It's currency in prison. SEX is currency in prison. Drugs is currency in prison. What people going to do with dollars? You can't do nothing with dollars. You got to hide the dollars. You can't do nothing with dollars. Perishable commodities is what is currency in prison. He had a boatload of money. He was a millionaire in prison. How many packs of cookies do you need? Cookies have expiration dates, right? Why would you have all those cookies? People in prison value their health. He's not going to eat all those cookies so he could get diabetes. Those cookies will never expire because he's not the sole one eating these cookies back here in yellow. Each one of these cookies is currency. He's going to give that to guys to get stuff done and to get things. This guy's a mover and shaker, ladies and gentlemen. And this is where we're sending them back to. This is where we're sending them back to. Man, listen, how long we been on live? All right. I'm about to go handle some daddy duties.
We are coming in on the stream right.
I think we're almost done.
Drummond is in custody after an intense days-long manhunt in Tennessee.
So Vicki, Drummond was wanted for the killings of 4 people, all members of the same family. A baby also related to the victims was found alive and abandoned in a nearby front yard. This all happening a week ago in a wooded area north of Memphis.
Drummond faces 4 counts of first-degree murder and aggravated kidnapping, as well as a number of firearms-related charges. Investigators say the suspect had a close relationship with the victims, with one relative saying Drummond was, quote, nothing short of amazing to us.
Wow, NBC News correspondent Priscilla Thompson joining us now. Priscilla, no doubt a tense night for those who are sheltering in place. How were authorities finally able to track him down?
All right, so we kind of saw this already. It's good to hear different takes because sometimes you get a little bit more information than everybody else, but I think we kind of got this one wrapped up, guys. So big shout out to those Tennessee residents who took charge and protected their community. Big shout out to the local law enforcement who did their best to secure their community and bring this wanted criminal to justice. Let's give our prayers to the family. Prayers to the family who's lost so much in such a short period of time. And let's pray that we get real justice out of this one. Guys, I love you guys immensely. Big shout out to everybody who's a member, all the people who got free gift memberships, everybody who donated a membership. Let me check the fan funding section, make sure I didn't miss anybody. It's really hard managing the show by myself at times. I think I got everybody. Yeah. Amy P, who's a member for 4 months, is a patrol, says, I love your passion, Strategic. I appreciate you. I love the fact that you're willing to give me your time and watch my show. You don't have to. There's a lot of options out there, but yet you choose to watch me, and I'll never, ever take that for granted. I'm going to be real with you, and I'm going to have real talk with you guys, and I'm not going to kiss your booty, but I will always, 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 always be humbled by the support that you find people give me. Dr. Cataclysm with a $2 super chat says, dude must have the magic lips. Dr. Cataclysm, as much as I would love to agree with you to denigrate this guy and clown him because we love clowning the bad guys, I think this guy is just a real dangerous person who's a gangster, and he's in his element when he's in prison. So that being said, guys, can make sure that you hit that like button. We appreciate the likes so that we can get into the algorithm. That's really the only reason why we ask for the likes, is just so that we can get into that algorithm and our show could be shown to a wider audience. That's it. There's no other reason why we ask for likes. And also engagement in the chat so that we can also get into that algorithm. We do have the membership and the Patreon. For those of you who got free gift memberships and free gift Patreon subscriptions, we hope that after those gift memberships run out in 30 days, that you consider continuing your membership with True Crime Strategic and support our channel that way. And we also invite everybody else who unfortunately could not get a membership as a gift, that you consider signing up and joining us in our community and be a part of our family on the Patreon and the membership. That being said, guys, I'll see you guys on the next one. Strategic is out of here. Another edition of We On That Ass News. Peace.